Hey everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you the books that I need to finish by the end of the year. So we are slowly approaching the end of 2025, which I feel like has been a terrible year, but it has really gone by fast. So I'm just very much looking forward to a kind of fresh start in 2026. So regardless of all that, these are books that I have been wanting to get to for a while that I definitely want to check off on my TBR for this year. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to start right out of the gate with a book that has been on my TBR for probably like half of the year at this point, and it is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. This is one, like I said, that's been on my TBR since the summer, and I've yet to get to it. Every time I start to get to it, a new release comes out or a library hold comes in, and so this one is just cursed at this point. But I'm really excited to read this one nevertheless. But it says, after Tova Sullivan's husband died, she began working the night shift at the Sewell Belt Bay Aquarium, mopping floors and tidying up. Keeping busy has always helped her cope, which she's been doing since her 18-year-old son mysteriously vanished on a boat in Puget Sound over 30 years ago. Tova becomes acquainted with Marcellus, a brilliant giant Pacific octopus living at the aquarium. Marcellus wouldn't dream of lifting one of his 8 arms for his human captors until he forms a friendship with Tova. Ever the detective, Marcellus deduces what happened the night Tova's son disappeared, and now Marcellus must use every trick his old invertebrate body can muster to unearth the truth for her before it's too late. I've heard really great things about this. I know this is going to be a Netflix series or movie, so that is always good, but I've just heard really great things. I've heard, really great things about the perspective being told from the octopus, and this one just seems like it'll be just a really, fun, more lighthearted read, which is, I feel like, good to kind of mix in. But like I said, I do really want to finish it by the end of the year because it's been on my TBR for so long, and I feel like this book is just really hyped up and I'm really excited to dive in. Next, this is also a book that has been on my TBR for a while and I definitely want to get to. I've been waiting for like the later fall season to read this, so hopefully I get to it this month, and it is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novak. This is a series or a trilogy that I think has already been finished, which I am excited about, but I even have my half-price book receipt. So I got this May of this year, so it hasn't been on my TBR for incredibly long, but a decent amount of time at this point. So it says, I decided that Orion Lake needed to die after the second time he saved my life. Everyone loves Orion Lake, everyone else that is. Far as I'm concerned, he can keep his flashy combat magic to himself. I'm not joining his pack of adoring fans. I don't need help surviving the Scolomans. Manus, I think that's how you pronounce it. Even if they do, forget the hordes of monsters and cursed artifacts. I'm probably the most dangerous thing in this place. Just give me a chance and I'll level mountains and kill untold millions, make myself the dark queen of the world. At least that's what the world expects. Most of the other students in here would be delighted if Orion killed me like one more evil thing that's crawled out of the drains. Sometimes I think they want me to turn into the evil witch they assume I am. The school certainly does. But the Scolomans, I think that's how, I'm totally butchering that, isn't getting what it wants from me, and neither is Orion Lake. I may not be anyone's idea of the shining hero, but I'm going to make it out of this place alive, and I'm not going to slaughter thousands to do it either. So this one just seems really interesting. I love that, I've been told that it's very much like a deadly school setting, so like the school is very dangerous, and this main character too has a really kind of dark, unexplored power that's very much feared in this world, and it kind of goes from there. I think it's best, the way I'm kind of seeing this is it's best not kind of knowing what to expect, and just to dive right in. I've read her other books too, kind of Spinning Silver and Uprooted, which I've enjoyed as well, so I do like her writing style, and it'll be fun to kind of start a series of hers as well. Next up, this is a new release that I definitely want to get to by the end of the year, and it is The Black Wolf by Louise Penny. This book comes out at the end of October, so hopefully maybe when I'm filming this, by the time you're seeing this, I will have already read it, which I'm excited about. This is my hands down my most anticipated book of this year, and it's basically a part 2 to The Grey Wolf that came out last year, but the premise of the series is that it follows Inspector Gamache, who's head of the homicide department in Quebec. So a lot of the kind of mysteries involve a town called Three Pines, which very much has like that sense of found family Stars Hollow vibe to it. There's just a really great atmosphere. Despite the murder, there is a really, great atmosphere of, found families, small towns, all those things, which I really enjoy. So this is the kind of next installment in that series. Next, this is another book that's been on my TBR for a while, and it's a short one too, so I feel like I can definitely get to it. And it is The Beautiful Ones by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. I have read Mexican Gothic and really enjoyed it, and also The Bewitching as well. And this one I hear is people's favorites. It's kind of almost has a kind of Bridgerton twist to it, but it says, they are the beautiful ones, Louisa's most notable socialites, and this spring is Nina's chance to join their ranks, courtesy of her well-connected cousin and his calculating wife. But the grand season has just begun, and already Nina's debut has gone disastrously awry. She has always struggled to control her telekinesis. Neighbors call her the Witch of Old House, and the haphazard manifestation of her powers make her the subject of malicious gossip. When an entertainer, Hector, arrives to town, Nina is dazzled. A telekinetic like her, he has traveled the world performing his talents for admiring audiences. He sees Nina not as a witch, but ripe with potential to master her power under his tutelage. With Hector's help, Nina's talent blossoms, as does her love for him. But great romances are for fairy tales, and Hector is hiding a truth from Nina and himself that threatens the end of their courtship before it truly begins. I really love this author. She really is good at creating that sense of eerie and kind of that horror aspect. But I'm very intrigued by the Bridgerton, spin on this, or like kind of the being presented to society and all that kind of mixed in with her kind of horror background themes, which I'm really excited about. And lastly, I have this ginormous chonker of a book, which is going to be one of my winter break reads when I'm taking the last 2 weeks off from work between Christmas and New Year's, because this book is chonky and it's just under 900 pages, and it is The Hallmarked Man by Robert Galbraith. This is the newest book in the Cormoran Strike series. My sister is currently reading this book now, and she's really liking it. We both really are a fan of this series, which I'm excited about. So, and if Robin and Strike do not get together in this one, I will be very mad. But it says, a dismembered corpse is discovered in the vault of a silver shop. The police initially believe it to be that of a convicted armed robber, but not everyone agrees with that theory. One of them is Demesia Mullins, who calls on the help of private detective Cormoran Strike, as she's certain the body in the silver vault was that of her boyfriend, the father of her newborn baby, who suddenly and mysteriously disappeared. The more Strike and his business partner Robin delve into the case, the more labyrinth it gets. The silver shop is no ordinary one. It's located beside Freemasons Hall and specializes in Masonic silverware. And in addition to the armed robber and Decema's boyfriend, it becomes clear that there is one missing man. There are other missing men who could fit the profile of the body in the vault. As the case becomes even more complicated and dangerous, Strike faces another quandary. Robin seems increasingly committed to her boyfriend, policeman Brian Murphy, but the impulse to declare his own feelings for her is becoming stronger than ever. So I'm really excited for this. This book is quite the chonker, so I will be reading this towards the end of the year, just with how big it is, but I'm really excited. These ones, despite them being quite big, I do read through them pretty quickly, so I'm definitely excited to dive into this one at the end of the year. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what some of the books that you want to get to by the end of the year and all of that fun stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.